Alright. Random, no plan, playing some hardcore. Let's give it a go. No seed. Just gonna see what happens. I die quite frequently in this game, so let's try not to do that, I guess. And try not to do that, we did. Hey guys, Spiff here, and I'm trying something new. A Minecraft hardcore let's play? Not really sure what it's gonna be, but I've always wanted to play this game like this, but every time I try, I die in some kind of stupid way. So I'm gonna try and not do that. That's the main goal for this. I also want to do some nice builds. Been getting into building in Minecraft a bit recently. Been watching some YouTube, but yeah, mostly just trying to actually play hardcore and be a bit disciplined about it. I don't know how badly I want to go into the caves right now. Yeah, we basically didn't go into caves. We stayed on the surface for a long time, just getting some food, looking for exposed iron and coal. And so that's what you're seeing here. Come on, iron ore. Hey, there we go. Alright. Not bad. It didn't take us that long, obviously not speedrun pace, but as you can see, it's a pretty decent chunk, and it actually extends pretty far into the mountain, so pretty good for our first little vein. We're going to be able to make some basic tools and a bit of armor, not to mention a shield. We also pick up some coal to smelt it, of course. Don't really need the coal that badly because I just smelted up some charcoal, but I don't know. It seems like something that would be decent to get. Plus some early game XP. Here you see we smelt our first bits of iron. And sleep through the first night. Sleeping through the night. This is cool. This is a really cool area. Oh, and lots of iron up there. We decided not to get that iron because it seemed like too much of a hassle. So instead, you can see me here going, looking around for kind of anything, while the rest of my food and iron smelts back at the small furnace setup that we have over here. See, now that it's done, we start getting some equipment together. So first things first, we're going to want some boots and a shield. Shields, really important. Skeletons are actually very lethal when you don't have any armor. So, and obviously being able to block creepers is pretty good too. We got a bucket as well. Bucket and boots is mostly for fall damage. Boots will stop you from taking a certain amount of fall damage. Just a tiny percentage, but it can add up. We also make a leather chest plate. Hang on a second. If I make a door, I can go and just mine a bunch of iron down here and not really have to worry all that much. Unless they're drowned. In which case I will be a little bit worried. But still not that worried. So from this point onwards, we mostly do just mine bits of iron underwater to get further set up. Looking around these underground caves, these underwater caves, is really helpful for finding exposed ore. One thing we've got to watch out for is drowning, but with this little door trick, it becomes a lot easier to not drown, which is always what you want. And yeah, plenty of veins of iron. We're just gonna get kitted out with this stuff. in the past I've tried to make iron farms day one, but I always find that, you know, messing with zombies in villages is just way easier when you have access to mine carts and rails and, you know, a villager breeder. I think 19 chess plate is 8, 5, 13 plus 7 is 20. I have exactly enough to get myself iron armor, so I'm just gonna do that. I think I'm just gonna set up on this island for the time being. I think I'm gonna make myself a pickaxe. Just gonna sleep through these early nights. I think probably if this world gets a little bit older, and once I'm more geared up, I probably won't do as much sleeping. I don't really care about the day counter, but sleeping does artificially inflate that for those who care. I'm gonna get myself a little chest so that I can do some actual caving. I think I'm just gonna get full iron before I do any caving, actually. One more sojourn down into the water, into the depths. So yeah, this is just to get an iron chest plate. Hopefully, so that we don't die to random mobs. Because you never know what could be lurking around the next corner. Oh, skeleton. Alright. I feel like I can win this 1v1. But, I don't like this idea. I'm getting out of here. And so I left, like a coward. Kitted out in full iron before I've even thought about stepping in a cave. Talk about disciplined. What a disciplined gamer I am. Okay. Now time for the fun part. We were being very disciplined. That's why we chose to tackle a mob spawner. But it was in the middle of the day, and despite the scuffed zombie fight, we ended up getting a decent bit of loot, which we then ferried back to the main island, yeah, with all of our chests and things. Let's go battle 30 billion mobs. Oh, drowned. He doesn't have a trident. One of the items we got from the dungeon was a golden apple, which we now keep safely in the hotbar at all times. Oh crap, these guys are tremendously unfun to deal with. And if we see an enormous thing full of creepers, we will kill them one by one. And it will be very boring. Don't worry, there'll be plenty of excitement past me. And we've got some beasties. Oh, that would be the key as to, like, what's going on here. Maybe. Maybe not, even. It could just be, like, regular spawns. Let's, before we get into any of that, no chests, huh? There may have been no chests, but there was certainly a lot of iron. And a cave going to Deep Slate. Time to brave this cave. And brave it we did. One block at a time. Diamonds. Let's go. Before we got our diamonds, we just had to deal with the armada of zombies waiting for us at the bottom. Really, guy? But here we are. Our first... Just one? You're kidding. Diamond. Oh, that's so sad. This axe is not doing so well, but we've got some diamonds. That's enough for an enchantment table. Somewhere. Food supplies are getting quite low. And here we have the bane of my existence. Huh. Okay. Zombie villager. That's good. Now what I need to do with you? I need to kill this guy. I need to get far enough over here. What I can do is I can just actually build up like 3 blocks. That should be fine. Crafting table. A little bit of stuff. That. And we will make you a little house. Little boat. Because you're our buddy now. Now the important thing about leaving all those torches is that I made hopefully sure that the cave behind me on my way out wasn't, wow, full of mobs. Great. Well, what a good job I did. We're on our way to having our first villages. Took me a little bit, but we got there. Oh, very nice. Holy mother of cows. Killed exactly enough sheep to make a new bed, because it looks like I've left mine at home. That's alright. The other thing that I should probably be doing is making a hoe. Just need cobblestone. The village was largely uneventful, so we stowed everything, planted a small sugarcane field, and prepared to go on a journey to the west. Killed a few more cows, got some leather, and we found an acacia biome where we got that beautiful orange wood and some saplings to bring home. Killed some more cows, and then, strangely enough, this cow led us into a pretty good cave. Not the best, but there were a fair few diamonds to be found. So, as you can see, it goes pretty deep, down to deep slate layers, and even lower. Of course, there was a spider guarding it. Golden apple going back on the hotbar. the traditional killing of 1,000 zombies. Yeah, it looks like we got an iron vein. Whoa. Just one. Get rid of this egg for a shinier egg. Oh, nice, nice. Thought I heard a creeper just there. But look at that, 3 diamonds. Oh yeah, let's go. We ended up getting a fair few diamonds from this caving expedition. Not quite enough to get to full diamond armor and gear, as you see in the end, but a fair bit. I ended up with about 22 diamonds, I think. Holy diamonds, alright. Inventory management became a bit of a nightmare, as it tends to do early game where you don't have those shulker boxes to store all of your goodies in, nor any ender chests. Puff. I don't think I have bundles enabled, and even if I did not think of that. Nor would I. Well, actually, I had a bit of leather on me. Is that how you craft them? I'm not sure. Anyway, we lost the entrance but just tunneled our way up and eventually found our way back to our little island paradise. We made another chest for valuables and put in our loot. Alright, here we go. We've got our first diamond pick. I think I'm going to make a chest plate too. I want a potato farm. That. I think what I'll do is just clear some of this. And we can... There you go. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I get a bucket of you? Yeah. Here I discovered my new favorite way to clear grass. And that's with a bucket of salmon. It became like a little mini game for me. And so a bucket of water that I use for water bucket clutches and the like is now going to be a bucket of salmon for the rest of the series. And I want to see how long I can get him to not die. Here you see we started construction on our first house or dwelling or something. It's just going to be little. I went into this with no plan, no Litematica, although I am playing with the mod. I'm just not using it for this build. I felt like it would be fun to just kind of freestyle it, and it wasn't. I kind of was texturing it as I went, and I need to install FreeCam or something because I kept falling into that hole trying to look at the front of the build. But yeah, it ended up being a little bit problematic, and I kind of rage quit at the end of building this. I think just after here, just after I placed these oak logs, I ended up just calling it quits. No real idea. I just thought the structure was a bit bland. I do like the overall shape of it, but the color palette was uninspired. The trapdoor spam was a little too much for me as well. But I do fix it in the end. Of course, I fell back in the hole again. Yeah. We're going with a sort of wooden upper level. I like to do that when I build because it feels realistic. It feels like uh, without like heavy machinery and stuff, you need to be able to. You can't put stone and brick up on a second level, or you can, but it's harder to do. Whereas building with wood, the higher you go, the lighter the materials need to be. It's kind of makes sense in my head. I'm not sure if how historically accurate that is. But yeah, one thing that's not really accurate is these wooden braces. I use them a lot for detail, but I end up taking them down, or a few of them down. I think I keep a lot of them actually, but yeah, the fences are just for added depth. Here we are mining some clay because we're going to use bricks for the roof, a combination of bricks and acacia. Some of that stuff that we just gathered, as well as granite. And we're going for sort of an orangish, sort of pinkish theme. And it's a pretty nice gradient. Here you can see the start of it. We're working on a very simple roof pitch, just to kind of get a start going. This is the second day where I just needed to do something, So falling back on the old habit of adding a overhang supported by fences, which you can see in a lot of my builds, but also going for this kind of novel roof gradient. I ended up liking it a lot. I went for some pretty unique texturing for what I usually do anyway. Thought about using copper here, but I didn't end up wanting to do it because I didn't have bees yet. I think it's about time we go check on the farm over there. It looks like it's been doing well. Expanded the sugar cane. This needs a little bit more time to grow. House is looking good from a distance, at the very least. I like the roof gradient. I like the pitch, although I think I'll experiment with some other roof pitches for the second story and that other lower roof section, as well as I want to add some little I'm not sure what they're called. Editing me look this up and put them on the screen. They're the little windows in the roof. Right. Looking for exposed granite. So we've found some exposed granite. Unfortunately, it was guarded by some drowned, but they dropped us a copper ingot. I think that's our first one for this world. I haven't been mining any copper kind of deliberately. I figure that when I need it, I will find a trial chamber. But here we see I'm using the chiseled granite because it's just got a slightly lighter texture. Doesn't have those dark spots, so I'm using that for the very highlights on the roof. Here we're going for a slab pitch for this little roof section, and I ended up kind of liking it. Very simple, but it contrasts well with the other roof. Now here we go for some kind of weird looking half pyramid. Strange pitch, but I think it ends up having the right effect. Here I'm just placing oak into birch, stripped oak into stripped birch rather, to act as a kind of shadow. The areas that are closest to the overhang are stripped oak, and then the center that's being hit with the most light is stripped birch. And I add a little bit of oak in there as some detailing, maybe some water damage, or an extra bit of shadow. Now we go on and add the dormer windows. Get rid of some of this trapdoor spam by just adding some textured walls, just with full blocks. I often forget to do that because I I'm obsessed with adding pointless depth to my builds, but sometimes just a flat wall with a nice texture can do a lot better. Here we're adding the trapdoors to act as the window shutters for the dormers, and a little flower to the flower bed section. Now we tear out the floor, because a good floor is very important, even though it does mean we have to replace the doors. But you can see I'm experimenting with alternating log directions, the directionality, to create a sort of tile effect, although still very like wooden, but just to add a little bit of visual interest. And you can see here I come up on the final design and place the whole room with it. And there we have it. The kind of starter base, the end of the first episode of Minecraft Hardcore. And I suppose without further ado, I'll catch you guys in the next one.